Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing a wrap-up of what I've been reading for the first month of 2024, and it's been a very mixed experience with some very highs and some very lows. Before we get into it, I just want to say a massive thank you because the channel just keeps on growing. We're just about to hit 150 subscribers and I can't really fathom it. I'm baffled. And my channel is no longer a secret to my husband either, so that's been interesting. He's very supportive and I know he'll be watching this video, so thank you for that. It's just wild that I'm basically just sitting on the floor in my living room and recording videos by myself and editing by myself and reading by myself, and it's so lovely that I can post these videos and find a great community. I'm so grateful for that, and I also want to thank you for the warm response that I got on my review on the Midnight Library, where I share a little bit about my depression as well. It's just been lovely to open up to just basically strangers, but it's been a very warm welcome and thank you. When that's said, let's dive into the video. So for the month of January, I have read the total of 4 physical books and 1 ebook. I'm gonna go through them in a random order and share my thoughts about them. Oh, before we dive into the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. It helps the channel so much and lets me know exactly if you like the video or not and stuff like that. So the first book is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by, oh gosh, Toshikazu Kawaguchi. And this is a short book with 4 short stories in it, and it is all set in this cafe that can travel back in time, and we follow the same characters and have a different focus on each of the characters throughout the different short stories. And I must say, I was really intrigued by the premise of this book. I don't think I had high hopes for it. I don't think that's the word for it, but I was excited to read it, and it is the first Japanese book that I have read. I can definitely feel that the culture is very different from Scandinavian, at least. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think this book is terrible. Absolutely terrible. There's so much telling instead of showing, and even when he shows us, the author has told us before and is telling us again afterwards. So there's so much repetition and it's absolutely driving me insane, and I'm so angry with this book. Like, I'm so angry. My husband thinks it's absolutely hilarious and I don't get it. Like, am I missing something? Have any of you read Before the Coffee Gets Cold? And please let me know anything to help me, because I feel like I'm missing something with this book. I'm missing something, and it might be that I don't get Japanese culture. I just feel like when I've read other books where the cultural differences are very big, I've still been able to connect with the characters, or at least have an understanding of, oh, that's just something I don't get because the culture is so far away from my own. But not with this one. This, I'm just mad as hell, because I'm only going to give it a 1 star. I was just about to say 5 stars, but that's like 5 stars of being bullshit. 1 star. The other book that I read, I'm not going to go into too much detail. It's The Midnight Library by Haig, and I think I rated it a 4, didn't I? Did I rate it a 5? I'm not sure actually. It's up there, 4.5. I made a book review on this. I'm going to link the video to that up here. I recommend this so much. To shortly sum up what's happening here, we're following the female character Nora, who is severely depressed and she decides to end her life, and in between life and death she enters the Midnight Library, where she is able to live all of the lives that she could have had if she had made different life choices, and we just follow her on her journey figuring out some stuff. And I think it's a beautiful story, and I absolutely love this. Adore this book. Recommend it. The third book I read this month is a little poetry book, and I haven't dabbled into poetry that much. I mean, of course I read a lot in school and college and stuff like that because it was mandatory, but I actually really do like it, and I want to keep on reading a lot more poetry. So if you have got some recommendations for poetry books, then please do share them in the comments below. I would really love to read more poetry. So the book that I read, getting back to business, was Milk and Honey by Rupi, Kaur. And it was definitely modern poetry, and it hit me several times. The absolutely directness and bluntness of some of the poems in there are at least something that I can relate to and make me think a lot. The book is split into 4 themes: the hurting, the healing, the breaking, and the loving, I think. And the poetry book evolves around themes like abuse and love and self-worth, of loss and femininity. It had some raw beauty in it. I would definitely recommend it. Poetry is both an easy read and a difficult read. Like, at least the way that I read poetry is I take a poem or 2 and then let my mind think about it. And I'm definitely going to be reading Rupi Kaur's second poetry book, The Sun and Her Flowers, that's what it's called. I would definitely recommend it. I think I gave it like 3 stars or something, and I think 3 stars to me is a little bit... I might rate it higher or lower, but I think maybe higher once I read a bit more poetry, because I'm not sure what I feel like is good poetry yet. So, and you see the hands are back. So for now, it's just gonna be 3 stars, and we'll see further down the year if I'm gonna be rating it higher at that point. Anyways, so for the 2 last books that I read this month, they are part of the series, and I'm very late to the game with this one, but the first book was one of the most hyped books in 2023, and by that alone, I'm sure most of you will know that the books I'm talking about are Fourth Wing and Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros, and I absolutely adore these. I read through them in 4 days total, I think. I was so swallowed up by this story. It's such a page turner, and I've seen a lot of, especially other booktubers, who are so negative about it. And I mean, of course there are parts that are cliche or a bit cheesy, but in general I just really love these books. We are following Violet, who has thought that she was going to be a scribe for her entire life, but she ends up going to become a dragon rider, and that is the most deathly path that you can make, and she doesn't do it of her own choice, and we sort of follow her along that journey. And to begin with, I had figured the book out. I was like, okay, so this is us following Violet, because there are dragons in it. Did I forget to say that? There are dragons, and they're grumpy, and they're hilarious as fuck. Of course, there is this hotshot Xaden, who is the main love interest, and they hate each other. He wants to kill her because he's the son of the rebellion leader, who her mother killed. So they're on opposite sides of the politics, and I absolutely adore the banter. It's quite steamy, and it is a slow burn, which I like. Finally, a little bit of a slow burn. More of that. That's amazing. Their chemistry is absolutely off the charts, and there are so many, there's secrets. There's secrets between, of course, Violet and Xaden. His background is, oh gosh, I feel like I'm just rambling. I think this series is supposed to be a 5-book long series, and there are only 2, and I hate that I have to wait, and I don't know when the 3rd book will be out, because I just want to crunch through this book series. But I know there's so many other booktubers who are bringing hate to this hype book, and I think one of the reasons may be that they've been reading it when the hype was at its very highest, and I decided not to do that. And I rated both of the books 4 stars, and they have just got everything. And even though I feel like I remember where I went off. So I felt like I had figured out the first book, that we would follow Violet becoming a dragon rider, and we would have a tiny twist at the end of the book to lead up to what the book series is going to be about. And I already knew which dragon she was going to be bonding with, because that was obvious. Did not see what happened there, though. I was a bit confused, like, is she going to bond with that instead? But if you know, you know. I'm not going to say anything more. So that was intriguing, and I love that there are secrets to the dragon community as well and stuff like that. Absolutely, definitely recommend both of these books. Oh, yeah, like that. And I can't wait for the third one to come out. The first month of January, I've read 5 books, and that was a lot more than I thought I would. We'll see if I can keep this up throughout the year. Otherwise, it's going to be okay. But I'm very, very pleased with the first month of 2024. We're starting the year out very strong. I can't wait for the next video to come out, because I did a fun little video about what I'll be reading in February, which will be coming out next week, and I'm just excited, as always. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and until next time, happy reading. Today we'll be doing a little wrap me up. The first female character in the first story. Oh my gosh. So for the next, so for the last two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In January. Until next time, happy reading. Why doesn't it stop? My video doesn't stop recording. Why? Why?